What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing out there on this wonderful day? So, a couple weeks ago, I got a new mold, but I was filming my Halloween special, and I really didn't go into too much detail of that mold. And the mold is this right here. This is made by England AI. This is the Wacky Rig mold. I'm not sure it's exactly what they call it, but it's actually made for wacky rigging. This mold actually goes with an existing mold they've already had, which is a 5-inch stick bait. I'm going to turn the camera down here to the table, and we're going to go over how this mold works with the other molds and stuff like that. So let's get started. All right, so we have our molds opened up here. So here's our new mold. This is the Wacky Rig mold. This does, you know, the individual pieces of worm. And then here is an open 5-inch stick bait worm from England AI. These are the egg sacs, as you can see in there. And what you would do is you would shoot these individual pieces here, take them out of this mold, and you would lay them inside this mold right behind the egg sac. And you could do this in a harder plastisol, like a crawl and tube or something like that, made by Dead on Plastic. And when you actually put your Wacky Rig hook through that, you could launch these worms across the rivers, ponds, or lakes and stuff like that. And how that works is, this is the other half of it. There's a rod in here, so you grease up your rods and you put them back in the mold, and when the plastisol comes down, it actually makes a hollow section through each one of these sections of the worm. And then when you lay it back in here, the plastisol will come down this runner, go into the worms, and go through your Wacky Rig parts, and it actually will adhere to it. Now, they say you need to shoot your plastic pretty warm and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some really cool colors with the England AI Wacky Rig mold and the 5-inch stick bait. So I'm going to get some plastisol out, get it cooking, and we're going to start making our really awesome first color. Alright, so before we shoot this mold, we have to grease up these rods, and that's so the plastisol does not stick to it and it comes off easier. This is just some worm oil I have in a container. It just happens to be from Dead on Plastic, but I'm pretty sure any worm oil will work. And we lay the rods back in there. Clean off my hands a little bit. Then we're going to close the mold. Alright, we're going to put a little wing nuts on here. So if you ever notice, I always change my wing nuts on all my molds. So the two companies I have, which is England AI and Epic Bait Molds, they put 1/4 nuts in theirs, and I just go to the Lowe's section, or the hardware section at Lowe's, and look up knobs, and I just get this style and 1/4. And since this was a smaller mold, I got these style, and you can really clamp down on that, and you don't have to worry about any flashing or anything like that. So alright, let's clean up our mess here, and let's shoot this first color. Alright, everybody, so we got our first color here, and it's chartreuse. Of course it's got to be chartreuse. We got to do a chartreuse bait, right? So I'm going to take a little bit of this, put in our mold, and shoot it. Actually took more plastic than I thought it would. Like I said, I've only shot this one time. Alright. Whoa, don't wiggle too much. Alright, we're going to let that cool down for a little bit. Then we'll take a look at it. Alright, let's take a look at the inside of these. So I don't think I said it when I was filming before. I put 40 drops of chartreuse in a half a cup of plastisol. This is in crawl and tube from Dead on Plastic. And the reason I put so many drops in there is I wanted this to really be bright when I put these in here. I wanted this, you know, no exceptions. You're going to know that it is chartreuse. And there we go. And there you go. Look at that. Sweet. Alright, let's see how easy they come out. We'll put this to the side. Pull these up. Alright, we'll put the mold over here. And this is why you grease up your rods. So this slides right out. Just like that. We'll lay that back in the mold. And the same thing with the bottom one. Look at that. No problem. They all came out looking good. And I'm going to show you just the first one here. So I'm just going to pinch this and rip it. Rip pretty clean. And then you don't put it in the egg sac, you put it right behind the egg sac, and there's a little bit of a lip right there. And you put that lip just in the egg sac, just like that. Let's take a pair of scissors and see how easy it is to cut these off. Go to sneak right behind it. A little bit of snip in there. Pull the excess off. Yeah, I really don't think it matters if you use scissors or if you just tear them off. You know what I mean? You can clean it up with a utility knife or a X-Acto knife, and then you just play them right in there like that. So I'm gonna get these finished and I'll show you what the final process is. All right, everybody, so there they are. They are loaded up and ready to go. We're gonna take the tops of these, put them right on top, nice and smooth. Take this one and put it on top of that one, and then we're gonna pin them in there. Go ahead and put our knobs back on. Like I was saying before, these knobs are really convenient if you're in the bait making business. I know a lot of people take the studs out and they clamp a lot of baits at one time. That's good too, but I go with these. Give them a good turn, and these are ready to go. And I think we have to do some Dead On Plastics green pumpkin. All right, everybody, so we're getting started on our color here. So I put 40 drops of that green pumpkin from Dead On Plastic and a 1/4 teaspoon of the black flake in medium, which is 040. We are making, instead of watermelon red flake, we are making watermelon chartreuse. So I got the 2 chartreuse here. We are going to do a big 1/8 of a teaspoon of the small in 015. Put that in there. And then we're going to do another 1/4 teaspoon in the medium in 040. This is in chartreuse flake. All right, let's go ahead and mix that in there and see how it looks. Oh yeah, that is looking fantastic. Check that out. What a cool looking color. But we're going to spike it with some 8-bit baits, and we're going to go with indoor this time. I'll show you guys the cap. It's kind of got like a chartreuse kind of greenish color to it. So we're going to do a 1/32 teaspoon of it. Heaving pretty good. Like I said, all these measurements are in 1 cup of plastisol in Dead On Plastic's worm. So, all right, let's mix that 8-bit baits in there and see what kind of cool color this is going to make. Oh yeah, check that out. Looks awesome. All right, everybody, we are ready to shoot this. So you shoot this hot. Really hot. Like this is at 370 degrees, so you can bond your wacky rig to the main worm there. So hold a little bit of pressure. Okay. Hold a little bit of pressure. I'm gonna top this one off because since it's hot, it is eating a lot of plastic. There we go. Keep this one going. Whoa, just enough. All right, we're gonna fill this one back up because this one is drinking up the plastic. So the reason you go a little hotter than normal is you want a good bond between your wacky rig piece of worm and then your main worm itself. Now I want to let you know that I did add salt to this. I always forget to do that on camera. I put a 1/4 cup of salt in a cup of plastisol. And then I mixed it up real good, heated it back up, and then we shot the mold. All right, we'll let them cool down for a little bit, and we'll take a look at them. All right, let's take a look at these, see how they came out. So I'm excited. I mean, we had to do chartreuse, right? Whoa, look at that thing roll. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, check that out. Look at that. They came out looking awesome. Heck yeah, and you can see the glitter behind it too. See the glitter behind it? Does it stretch with it? Oh, stretches with it. Good bond. Good bond. All right, let's put those to the side. Let's take a look at the second one. Whoa. All right, here we go. Look at that. Those came out looking spectacular. Look at that. Heck yeah, we'll take that every day of the week. Sweet. And you can make out the glitter behind it. Stretches with it. And like I said, what they say is you take this, you put your wacky hook through that, and then it falls down the water. There it is. Up close and personal. We'll take them. Heck yeah. Alright everybody, so I've already shot this with our second color. And I just wanted to save some time there because I got a really huge surprise for you here on this next base we're going to make. We're going to go all out. So I'll go in that in just a second. Let's take a look at these and see how they came out. Coming out on this side. There they are. So 5 drops of black and a half a cup of plastic salt, and then a 1/64 of this Sonic in 8-bit baits, which gave this really cool black blue color and stuff like that. So let's pull these out. I oiled up the rods again. Comes right out. Let's take this one out. And there we go. We have our wacky rigs right there ready to go. Alright, so on this mold right here, the Angling AI 5-inch stick bait, this is also a core shot. You'll notice right here there's like these little places, and that's where these come in handy. I've already got these oiled up, but you can actually shoot this mold a couple of times and do a core shot and then put the baits back in there and shoot a color through the core. A lot of people have this mold out there. This is how this is. We are going to do a wacky rig core shot, but on the core shot itself, I'm going to go all out. You ready for this? I'm going to triple inject this core shot, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get these rigged up and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, as you can see, I have this one loaded up. I have 4 of the rods in there. I left this one right here. As you can see, I greased up this rod. You can see by the grease on my paper towel here. So I got it all nice and greased up because the plastic has to slide off of this too. So through the wacky rig piece of plastic here, I feed it inside and I just push it up the hill on this worm right here. Grab it, got it into this spot right here, and it'll fall right into place just like that. Then we will take and cap it off with the other half of the mold. Put these on, and that is ready to be shot. So let's make our first color. Alright everybody, we have started making our color. We need something really, really clear. So I put 15 drops of that Snow Shine from Dead on Plastic. We're going to do a 1/8 teaspoon of this silver crushed rupees from 8-bit baits. Look at that. This should really make it pop, huh? I don't want a ton in there, I just want enough. Alright. And I'm going to put some Sonic from 8-bit baits in our clear there. We're going to do the same amount, but it's in a cup of plastic. So we're going to do the Sonic from 8-bit baits, like I was saying, of this Holoshift. Just enough to give it that little blue background. It's not cooperating. There we go. And it's in there. Alright. Let's stir all that in there and see what we got. So those crushed rupees should really bring out the Snow Shine. And it did. Look at that. Can you see down there? That's exactly what we're looking for. Alright. Let's heat this back up and vacuum it, and then we're going to shoot these molds. Alright, we are up to temperature here. We're at 374 degrees. Full injector. And we are injecting. Hold a little bit of pressure. Clear baits are really hard to do. You really have to vacuum it out. The silver will help a little bit in there, but it's almost impossible to get every air bubble out of your plastic. But I think we did a pretty good job. The other one is eating plastic. Let's go ahead and fill that one back up. All right. don't know if you can see or not, but that is a really cool clear color. I may have to save this and maybe shoot some 2-inch crappie slayers in it. Maybe put a little bit more of that Sonic in there. But yeah. Alright, we're going to let these cool down for a little bit. We'll take a look at them, see how they look. Alright, are we ready to see these? Let's open these up and see how they look. So, alright. And there they are. Look at that. Those turned out pretty good so far I can see. Let me fix them here a little bit. Check that out. You can see the rods in them. And that's where our core shot's going to be coming through. So, core shot's pretty easy. You just pull them out. Pull your rod out of your runner. I like to lay them back where they were. Alright, put our scrap over there. And then since I greased up these rods, this should just come right off like that. And then if you're shooting a core shot, you can just lay them right back in here. But since we were shooting a triple core shot, I want to cut like maybe like a 1/2 inch off each end and make that end exposed. So we're going to come back about a 1/2 inch, snip it. Come back about a 1/2 inch, snip it. And we're going to come right here. We're going to line this right back into the mold just like that. So our triple injector should have colors to the ends here, and then you should be able to see it through there. I'm going to get these all done. I'll show you what they look like here in just a minute. Alright everybody, so there they are. So you can see where I cut a little bit of the ends off. And when we do our triple injector, we should have 3 colors at the front and 3 colors in the back, and hopefully we'll be able to make it out through there. So let's go ahead and get our top here. Just close this right back off. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it our best shot. And I'm thinking the pattern we need to go inside this clear bait is some kind of sexy shad. Let me get the plastisol out, get it cooking, start making these cool colors. Alright everybody, let's triple inject these. Here we go. These are really hot too, so it should do a good bonding. Holding pressure. Okay. Going to this one. I heated up the molds, I heated up my mending block, heated up the injector. Hope you guys like this because this was a ton of work to do. Alright, put the extra back in there. Alright, we're going to let them cool down for a little while and then we'll take a look at them. See how they turned out. We're going to top this one off a little bit. I'm hoping that with me doing this so hot, it didn't mix them together, but if it did, oh well, it should make a really cool bait. Alright everybody, I guess I got too excited to tell you about the colors, but you know, I made the colors off camera there to save time and stuff like that. So the color was like a sexy shad theme. So I got like this Dead on Plastics Mine Dust. I did 20 drops of that. I did 30 drops of the Yukon from Dead on Plastic, and this blue called It's Science from Dead on Plastic. Like I said, I was kind of going for like a sexy shad theme, and we're going to see what they look like right now. That was a very hard bait. This is a very hard bait to make, I will say that. This is pretty much every step you possibly could do. Oh, and it worked. It worked. It bled over though, but still, you can see the blue inside there. You can see the silver through it. Check that out. A little bit of bleed over. Heck yeah. The runner looks pretty good. I might want to darken them up a little bit. Maybe we'll do another run of them. I have enough to do another run. Let's see what the other one looks like. Yeah, I might darken them up. Alright, let's see how this one came out. Yes! That one looks a lot better. The runner looks a lot better too. That Mine Dust and Yukon is kind of disappearing in each other. But that's it. See the blue tips? The tips came out fine. The ends came out fine. Check that out. Heck yeah. Let me doctor up those colors and we'll do one more run of those. I'll be back. All right, everybody, so I put a couple drops of regular blue from Dead on Plastic. I put a few drops of yellow in the Yukon and a couple drops of black in the Mine Dust. And let's see if this made it look any better. The top looks good, I will say that. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. There you go. Now you can see them. So that is a Wacky Rig core shot, triple injected. I dig it. There's a lot going on inside that core shot. You can see the yellow, you can see the Mine Dust. Had a little bleed over there towards the end, the bottom one. I don't really see too much Mine Dust. Maybe I do. Yeah, there's some Mine Dust in there. So like I said, that's a very hard thing to do, is a triple inject a core shot. But they came out looking pretty good. And I will tell you, our second round looks a lot better than our first round. Let's see how these ones came out. On this one. Oh yeah, that looks really good. The runner looks a lot better on this one. Got a little bleed over right there. That actually really leaked in there. What do you think? I think they'll catch fish. It was a great idea. I will probably never do this again. I should have just laminated it, but I wanted to go all out on this new Wacky Rig here, so I'll take them. They look pretty cool. Let's take one off and take a good look at it. I like this second one here. Yeah, very sparkly. I don't know if they'll catch fish, but we'll give it a try one day. So, alright, I'm so glad that's over. That was a lot of work. Alright everybody, so that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you watching this video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. Also, this new mold right here, this is a really cool idea. I'm glad they came out with this. I will definitely be shooting a lot more of these in the future. I think our first baits came out looking really sweet. I'm looking at them right now. Our second ones, I just wanted to go all out. Like I said, that's a very hard thing to do, is, you know, do the Wacky Rig and then shoot the clear capsule and then try to shoot a triple injector through the core shot of the 5-inch stick base. So pretty hard to do. I think they came out pretty good. I definitely will give them a try. I'll take them out there to the river and see if they can catch a fish. I'm pretty sure that our watermelon green chartreuse ones will definitely catch a fish. You know what I mean? Like, they look pretty good. They look pretty natural and stuff like that. So, but leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the baits. And I believe that's going to do it for this one. But before we go, let's take a look at these baits.